Welcome back to Fast Gadgets. Today we have an unboxing of a very inexpensive but good phone. This phone was bought for my wife to replace her Galaxy S5, which broke, and she didn't want anything overly expensive. She uses it for work, and she's quite busy, so she wanted something she knew she could just throw in her pocket and not be too worried about. This phone, the ZTE Obsidian, actually goes for $19 at Metro PCS. So she has been using this phone for about a week, so I do have it in the box with all the material that comes with it, but this phone has been in use, just so you know. And this particular phone is running the Android OS 5.1 Lollipop. It has 4 gigabytes of storage internal on the phone, 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it can take a micro SD card up to 32 gigabytes, which we have put a micro SD in this unit. And it has a 5 megapixel LED flash on it. The front-facing camera, or excuse me, the rear-facing camera is a 2 megapixel. And what else? It's Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN, and it can be used as a hotspot. So on the box, we do have specs listed. So this is an LTE phone. It is not just standard 4G. And processor-wise, let me see if I can find the processor on this. The processor is a quad-core 1 gigahertz Cortex A53, and it does have a GPU, the Mali T72 MP2. So processor-wise is actually very decent. We're going to have a look at that. And the battery in this is an 1800 milliamp, and it's actually done very well. According to my wife, it seems to last for average use throughout the entire day. So let's go ahead and open up the box. Right on the top, of course, is the phone. Now, normally this would have a cover on the surface of the phone, and that cover was removed. On the back, there is a plastic sheet, a protective sheet, and she left this on, which will help reduce scratches overall. So I'm going to set the phone aside for just 1 second. When I watch the unboxings, I hate that, so I'm just going to get through it really quick here. There's actually a significant manual in here. Let's see how much of this is English. Okay, so about half of this manual is actually English. Glossy print in color, and I saw a photo or two, so there are some images in here. So it does have actual instructions. Comes with a basic charger, and one thing I did not check was what the amperage of this charger is. Let's see if we can get that in. And I'm trying to read it on the camera so you can read it with me. 250 milliamp input, 1000 milliamp output. So this is a 1 amp output charger. I don't know if this phone does rapid charging like the Samsung technology phones do. And then it comes with a standard cable. So I'm going to set the boxed materials aside, and we're going to have a look at the phone. So first reaction to the phone, it's very light, feels good in the hand. It's some type of polycarbonate plastic, but overall it feels really good. I asked the attendant at Metro PCS if there were a lot of returns for this phone. There were not a lot of returns on it, and most people did not complain about the phone, and it seemed to work very well and be, for the most part, resistant to drops. So I'm going to go ahead and power up the phone. I'm going to hold in the power button here on the right hand side. One of the things that's interesting is next to it is the port, It's micro SD for excuse me, not micro SD, micro USB for charging. Normally you would expect that to be on the bottom. Volume toggle is on the left, and there's the headphone jack on the top. So let's power it on and see how fast this unit powers up. So I'm holding it down and power it on. So we've been going about 20 seconds now. 25 seconds. 30. And about 35 seconds. Powers up. So since my wife's been using this for a week, I asked her what are some of the features that she likes about this particular unit. And she had a pretty long list, actually. First, she said it's very fast. So whenever you're scrolling through applications or launching applications and using them, it seems to be extremely quick. Let's see, there should be Netflix on here. Let's see if we can find that. There it is. We'll launch Netflix. Now, as far as applications go, Netflix is quite a heavy hitter, so it does take a few more seconds to load. So this one took about 8 seconds to load Netflix, and I'm just going to play a short piece of video. And we'll see what happens once it loads. Sound is definitely loud. She did mention that the sound seemed to work really well. So playback is clean. There's no stuttering or anything like that. Everything seems to work well. She said that she likes that there isn't a actual physical touch button. She prefers the capacitive buttons. So the one on the left is back. The one on the right will let you manage apps. And of course the center button exits you out completely. Color looks good. Viewing angle, not so good. You can see if I move it to the side here, you don't get as good a viewing angle as you do on some of the premium phones, but I don't know of many people who view their phones to the side like this, so I don't see it as an issue. Most people are viewing straight on, which seems to be best. Now, I was curious about the keyboard. She said that the keyboard works really well on this phone straight out of the gate. She didn't need to install any additional keyboard. And she also said that it was really fast loading pictures. Now, the negatives for this phone, according to her, were that, and I witnessed it myself, the cable here in the charging port, it just wants to fall out really easily. So you do have to keep an eye on this and make sure you're actually charging. She plugged it in last night and the cable just kind of fell out, plopped out. So this is something you have to verify that's actually in and it is charging. Even if you press it in correctly and firmly, it falls out. So you have to keep an eye on that. One of the other problems she said that she is having is Google Play Store. Even after doing the update, so this originally was a Android version 4, she did an update. So if you do a search, we'll just do something basic. Facebook. Well, this time it worked. It's been crashing when doing searches. Seems to be okay this time. Let's try and do one more search. anything basic would work. Whoops. Let's see if ABC has any apps. No crashing yet. Hopefully the update has made it better. She said she's done quite a few updates. So no real problems. A little birdie just told me that the crashing only occurs when the unit's actually doing the search on 4G LTE. It does not happen when it's on Wi-Fi, which it is right now, as you can see. So overall, for $19, this is an excellent phone. If you're thinking of getting one and you don't have enough money to afford some of the nice flagship phones, this is definitely a good value, definitely a good bang for your buck, something worth considering. Overall, the camera seems to work really well. The screen is somewhat dim in the light, so it's a little bit difficult to see the screen, but not too bad. Camera settings only have medium and high and fine, so I really have no clue what resolution this is in. I guess I'll find out when I pull it off the phone itself and put it into the into the computer. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this installment of Fast Gadgets. If you get a chance, like and subscribe, and drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and I hope to see you on the next video.